Hi, I'm Jennifer Latsky, Senior Editor of Kansas Farmer Magazine, and it is wheat tour season, folks. That's right, the Wheat Quality Council's annual Hard Winter Wheat Tour will be coming through Kansas May 15th, 16th, and 17th. And I am here on the blue and black routes with farmer Doug Keesling out here at Chase, Kansas. Doug, how's it going?
Well, this year's been interesting. I can say that I think that the potential throughout this year has been better than last year, so I want to try to be positive, but there's been a lot of challenges to the wheat crop this year that we'll talk about. Okay, this is a section size field, and as you can see, I pulled some up here. You can see that the wheat is very short. That's indicative of the drought conditions this year. Our conditions were better than last year because they came up. We planted in early October as recommended. Everything came up. We were able to row it through the winter. There was a stand here, which is better than last year. Last year, some of our stands in these fields were not rowable until February. So we're better off than that. But as you can see, the drought, we're still in a severe drought here. We've had very little rain. It has been more than 100 days since a half-inch rain, and even this last week that we got a little bit of precipitation, that we only got 1/10 of an inch on those two rains. That, you know, some areas of Kansas got a lot more. So you can see that the shortness is going to be a challenge again this year. And then also I know Romleo has talked a lot in some of his posts about the freeze damage that happened earlier, a month or so ago. And in multiple of these primary heads, 50% of the yield is already dead and gone because of freeze damage. And I would say in this section of field, looking around, there's probably at least 25% damage from freeze damage in this section of wheat here. But what I'm more concerned about is the drought pressure. There is some disease pressure in this field. Because of yield potential in this one, we've chose not to treat it. It's barely at the threshold, but it is here. Most of the firing of these plants down here is more from drought stress than stripe rust and leaf diseases, but there is some. I mean, I'm not going to tell you there's not. And so there is a potential that if you had an irrigated field or a field that's in a lot better condition, if you caught some rains, I would be scouting those fields to look. But it's going to be field by field type situation about whether when you scout them if you'll treat it or not. I'm believing that harvest is going to be a touch early. Normally here in this Chase Lyons area in central Kansas, our normal harvest will start anywhere between the 15th to the 18th is historical. I think we're going to be pushing closer to the early on that, somewhere around the 14th, 15th. And a lot of that just depends upon if we don't get rain. We have a slight chance for a small precipitation over the weekend. But we have missed a lot of those that have been in the forecast that Ross Jansen has recommended to us, but we've missed them. So if we miss those again, our 10-day forecast is no rain. And what I'm seeing in the last 2 weeks particularly is this field has gone backwards a lot in 2 weeks. A month ago, I thought this was one of my best fields that I have, and now I'm probably saying it's not my best field, and its yield potential is probably half of what I thought it was a month ago. So I'm concerned for making a prediction today in the beginning of May, middle of May for wheat tour time. Will it transpire to the middle of June, another 30 days?
Well, thank you so much, Doug, for having us here on the farm today. Thank you for that update, and we will sure be cheering you along and hoping that this wheat crop gets to the elevator in time. Folks, don't forget, we're going to be on the road with the Wheat Tour all week long. You can follow along at #WheatTour24. And if you've got updates from your field that you'd like to share with me, let me know at our Kansas Farmer page. You can email me at jennifer.latsky@farmprogress.com. I'm Jennifer Latsky, Senior Editor of Kansas Farmer. We will see you on the road.